Well, Osama bin Javaid joins us in the studio right here in Doha. Now, we've been here before, haven't we? I mean, we had Paddy just now talk about at least 6 times that Donald Trump, and I mean at least 6 times that Donald Trump has cancelled airstrikes because a deal was imminent.
Well, I was in Islamabad where he was going to send his vice president once again, who was going to be on board Air Force 2 and reach there for the second round of talks. It never happened. But what is different this time around is that this is happening on just a day after where President Trump announced that he is going to carry out a massive strike. And after that, there was a flurry of phone calls that happened. And the most important one of those was the conversation that he had with the Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman, who essentially gave him a united front from the GCC countries about how the unintended consequences of this war are going to be different. And that is why, if you look at the sequence of events, what has happened, Iraqi talking to the Pakistani army chief, talking to the Saudi foreign minister, talking to the Iraqi foreign minister, and then President Trump announcing that there is going to be dialogue that is going to take place on Monday. Now, we know that this is not going to be face-to-face conversations between the Americans and the Iranians. There are going to be intermediaries who are going to be in the middle. We're hearing from our sources that the Pakistani Interior Minister and especially the Qataris are going to be sending emissaries so that this could take place as soon as possible. And the Iranians seem to now have the edge over. They are able to predict that whenever Donald Trump says that he is going to act, he really doesn't.
OK, so we have that. But of course, it is really all about the Strait of Hormuz, which is the strategic lever that they really emphasize the asymmetry of this conflict, as it were, here as well. And they've been trying to do a deal, Tehran and Muscat here. But Tehran really wants to have full control of the strait, ultimately. Well,
in the war of attrition, this is the battle for control. Strait of Hormuz is the place where Iran is not going to budge about having control. They've been flexible, as we've heard from sources with the Omanis, about the toll fees, about the various routes. The bottom line being that they need to be told every single time a ship enters or exits. We're not where we were 48 hours ago, where the Omanis had sent a proposal about 50-50 and the Iranians rejected it. But it appears that what we're hearing, that there's a proposal in the making where the Iranians will control the entry point of the Strait of Hormuz and the Omanis could have say over the exit point, and that would be the southern route. But even still, the Iranians would need to be taken into confidence with that. It's not going to be a solution that's probably going to fly with the Americans. But we know that there is frantic diplomacy which is taking place because the other option on the table is just devastating. The Iranians have announced all the list of targets if they come under attack, if their infrastructure is attacked, how they are going to pummel the Gulf as they've been doing so in the past. So it appears that, sense is prevailing. But as you said, we've been here so many times. We're on a Donald Trump pendulum of war and peace.
And let's not forget that pendulum, it normally revolves around the weekend, doesn't it?
Absolutely. It is Monday morning. Markets are going to close and they're going to see this. You're already seeing some results on the Asian markets. You're seeing the impact on oil. So that is all taken into account. But the region is insisting the Strait of Hormuz needs to open at whatever cost. It needs to go up because the economies of this region and the global energy market cannot sustain for this being closed for that long.
Osama, thank you so much. Osama bin Javaid, just joining us right here in the studio.